Hi there, this is Heljarmadr of the Swedish band GRÁ from Dark Funeral, and we're listening to Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio. International.
Heljarmadr, it's a great pleasure to have you back on the Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Thank you very much, man.
You're always welcome. It's been about 2 years since we met here for the interview we did for Dark Funeral new album at the time and your addition to the band. How has it been going with the tours the band done worldwide so far to promote the album, the 2016 album of Where Shadows Forever Reign.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple of intense years. We've been touring a lot and doing a lot of festivals and been winning awards for the album and everything. So I think the turnout has been fucking awesome. In fact, no complaints about it. It's been great.
That's great to hear that you have won an award for the album.
Yeah, 2 of them actually.
Great. And how are you now after 4 years that you have joined the band? Are you feeling home? Are you really happy being part of this great band, Dark Funeral?
Yeah, I think so. I really love it and really love the guys as well. We get along really good. So I think it's a perfect match in a way. So yeah, I'm really happy about it.
There's a couple changes in the band. As we know, bassist Nate left Dark Funeral in 2016, while drummer Dominator left the band last year in 2017. Would you like to share with the audience why these 2 members has left the band?
There's not that much to say, really. They both had personal reasons to do other things than Dark Funeral, so we just decided to keep marching on and we recruited new guys. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
Who is now covering the bass spot at this moment for the band? And since the drummer now is done by Yaloma, who also doing double duty playing for Evocation as well.
That's correct. He joined us shortly before the North American tour. He's a great drummer and we get along really well, so we'll see what happens in the future. And also on bass we have Adramelek. He used to be in Grave before. Also a great guy, pleasant to be around and great musicians. So we're pretty happy right now.
Okay, thank you for all this great information on what's going on in the band Dark Funeral. We're going over now to what we hear for GRÁ. GRÁ was founded in 2010 by you, Heljarmadr, and Dimman in Stockholm. And I must say that GRÁ, their lyrics are in Swedish language and plays are very raw and melodic form of black metal. Heljarmadr has the band GRÁ started in Stockholm back in 2010. And whom were the band members then? And would you like to present us the current lineup?
Well, we started the band in 2010, that is correct. It was me and Dimman. We were actually doing another band called Cursed 13 that I actually started back in, was it 1998 or something? And we came to this writer's block thingy. We were working on this album and we can't get anywhere. So we decided to do something completely different, and we just went to the rehearsal place and I brought some new microphones that I had gotten and we just recorded whatever came to mind, and that was the first GRÁ EP. It came out better than we had ever expected, I guess. So some labels wanted it and all that shit. Thought, okay, well, maybe we're onto something here, and we just continued with it, and since then it's been growing ever since, so we're happy to do it. The current lineup is me and Dimman, of course, and then we have Maugrim. He's doing backing guitars. He's been around since 2013, I think, and we have a new bass player called Vediger. That's a guy that I know since I think I got to know him in 95 or something, so he's a really old friend, which makes everything so easy.
In a time where many bands wanted to compare with their idols, GRÁ walks a different path where exploration and breaking new grounds are the keystones. That is the greatest tribute to the past, to walk your own path and to be a leader, not a follower of trends. Do you believe 8 years later, after the band's formation, you are walking on the right path, and has the band explored and obtain its sound or music style you guys were looking for?
Yeah, I think so. Back in the days, black metal was supposed to be, if you weren't original, you were just a copycat. And nowadays, it feels like it's the opposite around. If you're not sounding like every other band, you're not interesting, because I guess the attention span of people with the internet days, if it's not familiar, then it's not good, because people have problems getting new impressions in, So from being something that is about exploration, it has become more about preservation. I guess with GRÁ, we're walking the path that we want. If you listen to the new album, it's different from the last one, which is again different from the previous one. I mean, it's a constant evolution, trying out whatever suits us at the time, whatever we want to do, really. But of course, keeping it inside the black metal basic framework with the drums, guitars, and the screaming vocals and all that. And of course, the darkness in the lyrics.
Is there any special purposes that you had chosen GRÁ as the band name?
Like I told you before, we were just jamming at the rehearsal place and recording, where we came up with the first name that we had for this project was Náður, which is like necessity or need, because it was necessary to do this to get on with the Cursed 13 album actually working on. So we named the project Náður, but then it felt kind of weird to do that. In the end, it felt like, well, this is growing into its own thing, so it's not something that is depending on anything else. It's its own thing, and where to go with this. So we started thinking a bit, and we felt that GRÁ is a pretty good name, because it obviously means gray, and gray is like in between, the world in between life and death. It's not black, it's not white, it's like in between. It's nothing and it's everything at the same time,
Heljarmadr, yeah. I believe so then that this band has been formed to only play lyric in the Swedish language, but you guys have changed your mind and then you added a couple English to it as well.
From the start, we had some English too. On the first EP, According for Charon is in English. We have a couple of ones on the first album. Necrology of the Witch is actually an English title track. That one has 2 songs out of 4 in English, actually 3 out of 4 in English. No, we have some English here and there. I write the lyric in which language I think is best for the song.
So it was never intended to only for the Swedish fans? Okay.
No, absolutely not. No. Basically, lyrics are poetry, I think. If something sounds better in Swedish, why not use it? If it sounds better in English, I'll use that.
Okay, going back to the releases. After some releases, 2 EPs and 1 split with the band Noses of the Witch, and the full-length and the self-titled album, the band released their second full-length album in 2015, Ending.
Yep.
Was this an album you guys enjoyed very much doing? And to add to the dynamics of the album, several guests were involved to contribute with with lyrics and vocals. Don't you mind to tell us what this album has done in the history and the career of the band?
I think that Ending was a really, really important album for me to make personally, because the first GRÁ album was kind of pretty much like the first EP. We did it in the moment. We had some songs, we recorded them. Everything was made pretty fast and without that much consideration. And now I can feel that some of the songs could have been done differently, could have been improved and all that, but I'm still proud of it, of course, especially considering the time that we spent on recording it. But for Ending, I think we used almost 2 years to finish it, from starting to write it until it was mastered and done. So first demos for the Ending album was completely different from the songs when it was finished. I've never put that much effort into an album before. Ending was very educational, and I think it turned out great.
Yeah, I believe so. I like the song itself, Ending. A lot of songs on this album is in Swedish. I cannot even pronounce the words, but I really enjoy this music, even though they are in Swedish. I like this album. Yeah. It's a very great album. I cannot explain what the album is about, the lyrics is about, but I love the tunes. And I believe that especially Swedish fans must have enjoyed this album very much as well.
Yeah, it's been very well received, I think. And actually, if you buy the CD or vinyl version of it, you have the English lyrics as well. All lyrics are translated into English just because people have been asking for it so much. So for the Ending album, for the booklet, I actually translated the lyrics into English. With the best of my ability, of course. It's hard to translate poetry. As you mentioned, we had some guests as well on that album, and they contributed with lyrics. We have this friend from Iceland, Einar, who is also in Katla, a song in Icelandic for us, and there is actually a translation of that as well into English, but it's his translation. And also with the other guests, Grim and Panfage, they also wrote lyrics in Swedish, but we have English translations, their own interpretations in the translations, in the booklets. If you're really interested, you should actually get the CD and find out for yourself what it's about.
Yeah, I think before we go over to the new album, you must, as a fans that love the Swedish black metal, as a fans that love this great band GRÁ, you must, if you don't have it, please go out there, buy this album Ending, and so you can follow the career of the band and prepare yourself for this great new album that's coming out on April 27. That's this coming Friday. To continue with this interview, Heljarmadr, I'm busy now with Nathan of the American black metal band Vile to meet him for the interview. But you and Dimman join him for his band too and are collaborating on this new album just released March 16, Black Celestial Orbs. How are you doing? How is this project with Nathan going?
I've known Nate for a couple of years, and we've always gotten along really well. And he had this band called Gnosis of the Witch, which we did this GRÁ Gnosis split 7-inch thingy a couple of years back. And he was talking about making a new album, and he wanted me to be a part of it as a producer. I had him over to Sweden actually, and we recorded the whole album here with my equipment. Then he went back to the States, and I mixed everything, mastered everything, and ended up playing the bass as well on it. I think it's out now.
I didn't know that he went to Sweden. I thought he just sent you the materials.
No. He came over here, and we recorded everything together in my studio. So I was the guy with the whip, whipping his ass. Yeah, you can do this better. Come on, make another take. So I recorded everything, and Dimman joined as drummer, and I've been working with Dimman so long, so it's easy for me to get what I want from Dimman in the role of a producer. He was here for a week, and we recorded everything, and then he went back. I just mixed it and mastered it, and did the bass as well.
So I will adjust a couple questions to the interview with him, how he spent his days in Sweden and things. Vasen marks a new era for GRÁ. Free from the concept of previous releases, GRÁ returns with an album more varied than ever, with the will to explore outside the borders and of the narrow-minded and so-called black metal scene, where most seems to have forgotten to include the part of the makes it black. GRÁ will release its third opus, Vasen, this April 27th through Swedish label Carnal Records. This release is only available on CD in digital format for now. On the day that it's been released, as I said, the 27th of April. That's this coming Friday. When will it be available? in more platform, Heljarmadr?
More platforms than CD and digital. We're expecting a vinyl release to be out this autumn, actually. There wasn't really time to get the vinyl finished and pressed for this date, and we didn't want to postpone the album, so we're releasing it now on CD and, of course, Spotify, iTunes, and all that Bandcamp. Internet thing is, basically. So vinyl lovers have to wait until autumn.
If I may ask, how is your collaboration, or how is this record label, Carnal Record, treating you in comparison with the work you have done with On Explore Records?
Carnal Records is really, really easy to work with. I know Björn personally, which makes everything so much easier. And I don't know, we have good collaborations. With Unexploded Records, we had some more, I don't know, delays. Everything was delayed all the time, and information wasn't really handed out as quickly as we would have wanted. For example, the first album that we released, self-titled album, it's been sold out for ages, and we're waiting for the repress, and it's just getting delayed and delayed. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. So we're really, really happy to be on Carnal now.
It's the difference because it's a bigger label than On Explore, or that they're gonna cover more, they're gonna ensure that you have a better promotion for this new album?
I don't know about the size, if Carnal is bigger or not, and that's not really the issue for us. We don't have to be on a big label or a small, I don't know, I don't care. As long as I'm comfortable, I know, because we do most of the promotion ourselves anyway. We are the band, we're out playing, we're selling CDs ourselves, selling the merch ourselves, so I don't know. Feels just feels good to work with Carnal. That's pretty much all I have to say about it.
All that was born must all
Heljarmadr, I want to go over to the tracking list, but since I can't pronounce all of the songs' name, I will kindly ask you if you don't mind to announce the 8 tracks on this album, please.
First song is called Till Sörjerskorna. It's got lyrics written by Mr. Kvarnbrink from the band Mortus. He used to be in Offermod before as well. It's the first time he's writing in Swedish apparently for a song, so that's the opening track. The second song is called King of Decay. I think it's one of the faster songs that we've ever done with GRÁ. Third one is called Vediger, which is basically the daughter of Loki, which is the goddess Hel, of course. Number 4 is Krig, translates to war. Number 5 is Jallarhorn. That is the big horn that is blown when Ragnarök comes, the end of days comes. Before Armageddon, you hear the Jallarhorn sound, Scandinavian mythology. And number 6 is Dead All Lies. It's a song that I wrote back in 2003, actually. So we revived it and made it fit into this album. 7th track is called The Devil's Tribe. That's a really weird song, but I think many people will like it. And the last song is, of course, the title track, Bass.
Okay, thank you very much for the title track announcement. Heljarmadr, the band released last March 31st a lyric video for the promotional single Krig. Who did this video? Besides that, are there more videos coming up for this new album, Vassen?
Yeah, the lyric video is actually background that you see is from an old military fort here in Sweden. It's called the Siare Fortet. I was out there last summer and did some filming, and I thought it fit with the song called Krig because it's obviously war. Krig means war in Swedish, and that is an old fort that was supposed to be a defense against whatever enemy may come from the sea. Back in the Cold War, it was the Russians. Our bass player Vediger, he made that lyric video, and I think it's pretty fitting for the song. And we are planning to make some more videos, but I don't have much information about it right now, so you have to wait. Stay updated on our social media, you will learn more.
Shepherded by inhuman, raspy voice, the opus Vassen offers the coexistence of moments, harmony, dissonant, spasmodic appearance of gaspic keyboard's texture, penetrating mid-paced drumming and vine vibrating bass lines, sustaining the echoes of classic black metal forces. The Swedish entity plums of untowardly songwriting structure, full of vim and vigor at the same time, unadulteratedly malignant. How long has the songwriting been on this album? What's so different now, and what has been changes compared to what you has done on the 2000 album Ending, Heljarmadr?
Like I told you before, we spent 2 years on Ending. I think we've been using pretty much the same time for Vassen, actually. I've been working around 2 years from when I started writing the demos, which was actually, I think the first song came to life shortly after Ending was finished, actually. Even before Ending was released, I think I wrote I got some first ideas for the songs. And it's been a process. We started recording last summer, so already there you have like a year and a half of writing the material, and then you have this almost a full year just finishing it, recording it, mixing it, mastering it. So I don't know what's different. It's been equally thoroughly worked on. I spent so much time and energy into this album, and I haven't been afraid to make some experiments either, which you can hear if you listen to the album.
For the Ending, the recording, mixing and mastering, everything was done by GRÁ Studio, while Vassen was recording during 2017 and 18 at the GRÁ Studio as well, Stockholm, but produced, recorded, mixed and mastered by you, Heljarmadr Productions.
Yeah.
This time you used the GRÁ Studio for the recording, while everything else was done by yourself. How has this process been, Heljarmadr?
Yeah, it's the same procedure for Ending, it's the same procedure for Vassen, it's the same procedure actually for all the GRÁ releases, except Svarta Tankar, in which we brought in another guy, a friend of mine, to mix it. Otherwise, I've been doing all the recording, producing and all that myself, and I feel kind of good doing it because for every year I get better at it, of course, and every year I learn something new and I can try my ideas, not just as a musician, but also as an engineer and producer. So it's the same basic thing. I record the demos and then we start rehearsing and then we go to the studio and record and then I do the afterwork.
That's something very great, I find, especially musicians in Scandinavia itself. You you guys do everything yourself. You produce, you record, you sing. Some people, they even play the bass, they play the guitar, they handle the drums. That's something, it's normal in Europe, and when you grow up, you can do all these things.
Well, I guess in a way it's also money issues, of course. If you can't afford to go into a fancy studio to get everything the way you want, then you have to learn by yourself, you know.
A very mysterious but amazing cover artwork, which was done by Axel. The band also worked with Sila for the band photo and with Luciana for the logo. Are you guys satisfied in time and effort that has been put together by all these great and talented artists in order to give the band a very fine, amazing result?
Oh, absolutely. We were thinking about what to make for an album cover for this new one, and I know Axel a bit from before, and I've seen his work, and he's fucking amazing. He's not only doing artwork, he's doing sculptures. He's the art director for Machine Games, which recently put out the video game Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, I think it's called. He's got all these different kinds of art in him, and everything is dark. So I thought, well, let's see what he can do. The whole band went over to his place, and we just had some coffee and talked about it, and I gave him some demos, and he thought it was a great idea, and he hasn't done that many, black metal covers. He's done mainly for industrial bands and that kind of stuff. So he was a bit intrigued to do it for GRÁ, and he also likes GRÁ from before, which is helpful, of course. So yeah, that's how the cover was done. He sent me some sketches, and we were talking again, and eventually it was done. Yeah, we went to our friend Soila Sirtola to get the band photos. We know her since a long time, and she's always great and easy to work with, so that's why we picked her. She's been working with us before, and yeah, we also changed the logo since the ending album, and our friend Luciana Nedelea from Romania did it. She didn't have an easy task. I asked her, do you want a different job? It's gonna be difficult as fuck. You're gonna hate me. And she's like, okay, now I'm curious. I have to do it. Tell me. So I asked her if she wanted to make the new GRÁ logo, and she was like, oh fuck. Well, okay, I can try. So she spent shitloads of time sending me sketches, and I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. No. And then she got kind of pissed off and said, well, tell me what the fuck you're looking for. I can't read your fucking brain. I said, no, I know it's a difficult job. I told you from the start. Then she finally came up with some sketches that I kind of liked, and yeah, when we had something to start with, then the new logo actually came to life after that, and we're really happy about it, and I don't know, feels good, feels great.
I like the logo. I like the pictures you sent me in order to see which one we're gonna use for the banner, promotional banner. And what a great work by these two ladies, and especially the cover artwork. It's amazing. You see, I like the part where you see the soldier. He was hit by a bullet, I think, and you see this like his soul is pulling out his body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the thought. It reflects with the title of the album, Väsen, which means like entity or essence. So even if a true warrior is shot in the head, his spirit will always march on anyway.
I remember the band has done this I See Death Everywhere tour that was last year. Where has the band been, and how was this great tour gone in general?
Well, yeah, we did this tour last year. We've done a couple of them by now. That specific tour was in Belgium, Netherlands, and a couple of German gigs, Slovakia, Czech Republic, and also Italy. Yeah, it was a good tour. We did our thing. I don't know what's to say about touring is touring. Good response, and we're planning to do more tours for this year and the next.
Upon 2 albums and numerous short releases, it's now time for the 3rd album, Väsen. It is also time to follow up on previous successful tours around Europe, starting with Eradication Festival in Cardiff, Wales in May 2018. Is this your first trip to Wales, and which will be cities and countries that the band will visiting this year in support of Väsen?
Yes, it's the first time GRÁ goes to Wales, and it's the first time I'm in Wales at all. I haven't been there with our funeral either, so it's going to be a blast actually. Going to be around for the whole festival. We'll go there early and just to have a good time as well.
Heljarmadr, how many days is this festival?
I think it's from Thursday to Sunday or something like that.
Okay, that's a 3 to 4 days festival.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So we're going there, and then I think it's 2 weeks after we have a gig in Gothenburg on the 1st of June. It's a place called Sticky Fingers. gigs under the regime of Belzebub. So that's the only confirmed gigs that we have right now, and we're working on getting more things going for the autumn. Actually, I don't have any more details to give right now, but it's a work in progress.
As the days and the weeks, months are passing by, you're gonna give more information to the fans. So you guys just stick there and wait for more information that you're gonna get from all the medias, the band media, Soldier's Work. I'm sure they're gonna keep you updated. Okay, to go back on this record, on this recording, GRÁ expanded on their Swedish style of raw and melodic black metal by editing more synth. The production sound very dark and heavy, while the lyrics are written in mixture of English and Swedish and cover Satanism and the dark aspect of the Scandinavian culture. If you really love the true Swedish raw and the black metal, you must be pending on this release date to hurry up and buy this great masterpiece. Heljarmadr, I want to thank you very much, and I want to hand you over the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio for you to invite all your friends to support the band and to buy this great album. The early albums as well, but buy this album Vasen. And don't forget that the band will have merchandises too, so check them out and buy them as well, and to attend upcoming shows. So Heljarmadr, the microphone is all yours.
Yeah, well, thanks everyone for the support. It's been a great 8 years by now, and we're releasing what we consider is pretty much the best album this far. So we're gonna try to be out on the road as much as we can. We have a lot of ideas for new merchandise, and actually a new t-shirt is available from our website. Check it out, and like you said, stay updated on our social media channels. That's the fastest way for information. We have this website, but it's old school. It's in like a text document style, so I can't really keep it that updated. So check us out on Facebook and Instagram and shit, so to get faster information real time.
Heljarmadr, I hope to either catch you on the road this year, either in the summer or the winter in Europe sometimes, either with Dark Funeral or with GRÁ. I was supposed to visit Inferno Fest in Norway last March. Too bad I missed it. I knew it was very good. I heard already it was very, very good. I think you guys play there too. Dark Funeral play there. So see you guys with Dark Funeral or with GRÁ.
Yeah, cool.
If you have anything else to add to this interview?
No, I think that's it. Feels like we've been covering a lot of ground here anyway, so.
Okay, thank you very much, and like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Hi, this is Heljarmadr of Dark Funeral and GRÁ, and I'd like to congratulate Metal Messiah Radio International on its 10th anniversary.
Jag röstar för strejk! gudarnas skådeplats.
Lägg an! Sikta! Verkstad!
Upp till kamp. Båda